Greetings, my friends, and welcome to another... I should start coming up with a list of words before I say adventure in the world of Kriegeland. The moon is starting to wax towards like a 3/4, so it's getting closer to a full moon.
During my watch, I'm going to poke the bard with like silver pieces just to see if there's any reaction.
Like you
I
offer
don't
them
trust
to
him.
him, you try to pour them on him.
Oh,
How does this play out?
yeah, I'm waiting till he's asleep, and I'm just going to poke him with silver pieces and just monitor for any reaction.
Okay. He wakes
He's
up.
got his book out. And
He wakes up because you're poking him with something. That it doesn't seem to burn or sizzle or do anything weird, but you wake him up and he's like, "What are you doing? Get away from me."
Interesting, interesting. All right, all right.
He just he just gives you a side eye and it's just like kind of rolls back over in his bedroll.
Some spectacles out.
He does have
Interesting.
he does have a lot of body hair. Now there are some hairy men in this world, but you note that maybe he's a little hairier than the average guy. So, all right. The next
I've
morning,
I've noticed that a steady diet of acid splash can spare of any body hair issues.
That's true. That's true. If you do a very light acid
oh
splash,
yeah,
it's like Nair. It burns off all the hairs. All right. Your watches go by, no problem. And morning hits with one last burst of journey. You're thinking you probably don't have to wild shape for this last bit. Certainly would be more comfortable, but you could save it. Okay.
I'll probably save one. Yeah.
Okay. And as you're getting to about where you guys would normally take your midday break and meal, traveling meal. Oh, also make sure if you guys have rations and stuff, you're marking those off. Two days worth now. You see on the distance there's a cluster of hills and some little like canyon lands that are kind of opening up before you. The cart comes up and it breaks on a split in the pathway. If you go one way, it goes to some of the canyons I mentioned, some of the small little rocky canyons. But if you head to the right, it takes you to a series of rocky hills that you can see have housing and buildings kind of littered about them, both above and below where the hills are. And there's all sorts of rope and pulley bridges and suspension bridges and things all kind of intermingled throughout the little town. The town of Bridgeworthy, as it were. You have arrived. You roll into Bridgeworthy and ask around town. They point you to the mayor's house. The mayor takes the gift of the cart and they crack it open, and it's full of silver bars marked with the king's crest, like the little Kriegeland, like the capital minting seal. And the mayor's like, "Oh yes, thank you so much. Like this will help so much. We, get a little bit of our coffers, get some repairs done and stuff. Like thank the king for us." And then as he explained, you're here to offer your services as heroes. The gnomes of Bridgeworthy are intellectual and industrious people, but we are not heavily laden with warriors or with combatants. And we fear that one of our old mines, it's been closed now for years. Not an incredibly long time, but certainly a handful of years now, this mine has been closed. We fear that it is now become the home of a goblin tribe because there's been occasional goblin incursions a little bit too close to home. They haven't raided the town or anything as of yet, but some of our scouts and some of the workers that are going out have dealt with a few little goblin ambushes and stuff like that. So they want you to go out, clear out a goblin nest. Good old-fashioned goblin clearing. Which the two dwarves are like, oh yeah, love killing me some goblins. I don't know about you, Joe. Maybe you have a thing for killing goblins as well, but...
No, actually, I got bored and I was just listening to my jar of mead to see if it was still fermenting.
Yeah, he's like listening to it.
I,
Stovar's
I'm
probably...
I was kind of listening to him. Like I got bits and pieces about Goblin Problem 9, but the whole time I'm looking over at Bard. After the guy's done talking, I go, "What do you think makes it do with this silver,
he,
hmm?
he,
Mr. Werewolf?"
he looks at you and he looks at the silver and he's like, well, I think that they should invest it into, and he like just goes off on like some boring answer about like what to do with the money and like to set up for futures of Bridgeworthy and stuff like that.
Like a stock bro type.
Yeah, he's giving him like options about like what to do and how to invest it and where to like spend some of it. I noticed this bridge is looking a little shabby, and I think maybe they could, pay for some repairs. And he's just kind of, it's all just like boring, like totally like.
He's talking about silver projects, like how economically sound and off-brand for you, Mr. Werewolf.
Well, I certainly wouldn't want them to make weapons out of it for, the sake of
Sure you would.
for the sake of my people. And then he gives this like look at like some of the gnomes, and then some of the like female gnomes are like, oh, hey, it's the singer of the singing wolf, and they all come running over, and he's like, yes, and he starts like just like mucking it up with some of the citizenry. And he goes, I would rather stay here in town and not deal with goblins, but I suppose I'm supposed to write the story of your goblin adventures. Your bald friend here, he looks a little vampiric to me, if I must say so myself, but he could write that story for me if your guys are okay with that.
Actually, I think for the first part, we're just gonna stay in town. I'll send some like birds out to like get a good view, like come report back to me.
Okay.
Cool.
I like it. We stay here for the night, enjoy some comforts.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Comfort.
let's get rested up. I gotta show you.
So we dropped off to the mayor, right? Like the silver.
Yeah.
and
So
everything.
you're done with the delivery portion of it. So you're free
And
to.
I'm just gonna ask the mayor. So the mine hasn't been in use for like a couple of years. Was it like shut down? Was it not producing?
It ran
Like-
dry. It just ran dry. Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
it was about
Okay.
the last documentation they have on it is that it was we'll say it was a copper mine. It was like a copper mine that it was of medium value, and it's not even very big. They just know of it at the end. It's at the end of one of the closer canyons to the town, and they're just guessing that's where they've been scouting the goblins having the most activity. So they're not 100% sure that's where the goblins are, but they're like pretty sure. But then Boris is like, yes, let us enjoy the comforts of the town, right, ladies? He puts a little arm around two gnomish women, and they all wander off to the tavern together. So he's off. But yeah, you guys can stay in town. Are you gonna just like animal friendship some scouts?
I'm just gonna walk out, start doing bird calls, and then I'll just try to convince them with speak with animals.
I was gonna say you can also turn into a bird.
I could, yeah, but I don't want to actually do the work myself.
That's good. Okay, it's no problem. You get some bird scouts going, and by that evening, they do come back and say, yeah, there's not a lot. There are goblins though, and we did find there's a mine at the end of the canyon at the like off the like cart path, and there's pretty foul stenches coming from within the mine. Goblins stink, so they're pretty sure that's where it's all going down.
I'll make sure to give them like nuts and berries or
Yeah,
jerky if they're a predatory bird.
So you give your barrel a listen, and you think that tonight would be the first night that it would be acceptable to drink it, but it would be weak alcohol content. So you can leave it for longer to get it stronger, but
we definitely need more time.
Okay, he's gonna leave it. Just checking.
Need some more time before we can even back sweeten, add extra flavors, age. Come on,
That's true. Okay, yeah. I just letting you know in case you're like, because I know it's been a little while since you've cracked into your own stores. So, yeah. Do you want to? I guess. Do you want to just keep hauling it around with you wherever you go?
Yep.
Okay. Now let it out of your sight.
Trust this with anyone else's hands.
All right, sounds good. Okay, there's a tavern and an inn. They're both near each other. Down in the gully of the hills within the village, there's a pretty small river that kind of cuts through the lower part of it. And the inn and the tavern are both like on the edge of the river. The tavern's called is called Ruby River Eats, and the inn is called Redview.
Okay.
You guys head in there and muck it up with some gnomes.
Yeah, definitely. I want to go hang out with Boris.
Okay, so Boris is at the tavern having some drinks in a corner booth with a couple of obvious fans and then a few other people that are just kind of like hovering around and enjoying the company of just new people showing up. So,
and I'm starting drinking games.
And Bird starts some drinking games.
Let's do it.
I am going to slip Boris a drink with a silver piece in the bottom of it.
Okay. Are you gonna try to like just a silver piece in a drink, or are you gonna like file some like shavings in there?
We're gonna start with just a silver piece in the drink
Okay.
and test for reaction, and then we might ramp up to the shave one in.
Okay. How are you putting it in and like having someone serve it to him? Are you bringing it to him? Is it a sleight of hand in one of his already drinks? How tell me how this plays out.
Well, he's definitely the type of person to have like a table full of female fans that he's entertaining. So
Yes.
I'm gonna come over with drinks. With drinks for the entire group of people that are with him,
Okay.
making sure to hand him one that has a silver piece already in it.
Okay.
I go, hey, I know I can hear a lot of crap on the way up here, but you're a good man.
All right. I'm gonna need a deception check then, and he'll roll like a perception to see. And I'll let you do the deception first, because if it's good, I'll give him disadvantage on the perception.
16.
16? Okay. I'll give him disadvantage. He's already had a few. Okay. Yeah, he's like, yes, no hard feelings. I know that the road can be treacherous for men of weak constitution. And then he downs it and then kind of like puts it down. Seems to have quaffed the whole thing. No reaction as of yet.
I'm feeding him some chocolate. I hear dogs can't eat that.
There you
Oh
go.
my God. It's so great. Oh.
Well, he drank a silver piece. So.
Okay. Yeah, I might just be done with him for a minute.
Feed him grapes. Chocolate.
Yeah.
I'll put
Onions,
some
I think, is
grape.
another one. You make this big bowl of just stuff that's poisonous to dogs. Here, eat this.
We're gonna give the silver piece an hour, and then and he'll be more drunk in an hour, and then we're going to do this poison dog bowl.
Okay.
All right.
What about Bird and Stovar? You guys up to anything?
I just
Are you guys even noticing that Joe has been like extremely like concentrated on your bard and is like constantly pestering him?
I just think he's like likes him.
It's
like he's into it.
It's
yeah.
I'm sitting on my barrel on the other side of the room, and everyone around me is chanting, drink, 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 drink.
There's just Bird versus a couple of hardy looking gnomish miners that are just like, I'll take you on, kid, A kid. All right, let's roll some Constitution saving throws then. See how we're doing.
Absolutely.
This is against
we're
poison, so you do get advantage, as does one of the gnomes, the main one that says he'll take you on, because he's a rock gnome.
Okay. I got me an 18.
Okay. You guys are just slinging them back, and people are just shocked at like what the two of you are able to just down without any seeming effect at all. A pretty rip-roaring night in general. Stovar, anything in particular you want to?
Well, Boris is seeming a little.
He's
drunk,
getting a little. Yeah, he's getting to that like Motley Crue level.
Okay, so Boris, what are the chances we can include some specific things in our tale?
He goes, hold on, my stomach, something is not sitting right. And he like kind of like struggles to like, he's looking a little sweaty. It's like, oh, anyway, sorry, say that again.
I'm curious if we can include some specific things in our tale.
Like what?
Adventure.
So far, all I've written about is that one of you can turn into an ugly ox, and that the hills in this area are beautiful. Oh.
So I may have promised the magic shop we'd kind of give them a little commercial. Also, the armorer. You can see this big old ugly piece of armor, right?
Yeah, I've got stuff about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I promised I'd mention the armory.
Hold on, and he like runs out the back, and you hear him. Wah! Wah! Comes back in. Oh, sits down. Okay, I'm good. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, if we mention the magic shop and the armory and you know how bad Flario's is.
Boris Gratislav does not sell out.
But the people you sing about do, so you can put that in.
Of course, no, yeah. So Boris doesn't, but I obviously have. So
Clearly, you're a corporate stooge, and my kind does not take kindly to that kind.
Oh no! I actually like feel like that. It like hurts.
It like hurts you a little.
Oh.
You're like, oh no, I'm a corporate stooge.
I just
And
try to leg up on the competition.
While you're like weakened, he takes that moment and does like he doesn't cast the spell, but he does sort of like a vicious mockery and gets all the groupies to laugh at you. Like, this guy cares more about his armor's reputation than winning or than being cool or whatever he says. It's just dumb, lame peer pressure, but it's like starting to work. Oh no. He goes, listen.
Just stick their head.
He's like, listen, I'll go with you tomorrow to the goblins, and I'll make it as cool as you guys make it, okay? So, if you want me to mention anything, then I need to see it in the coolest way possible. If it's not metal, it's not going in the tail.
Okay.
Well, at this point, I'm gonna come over with the dog bowl, poison dog bowl, and tray of food. Here you go, buddy. Hope this helps your stomach.
He's like, oh, chocolate onions, my favorite. He just like downs it. Oh, I do feel lots better. Also, if you go and inspect his puke outside, there is a silver coin in it. He puked it up.
I'm not looking at that.
Oh, okay. So he eats the chocolate onions, and
Boris, you're all about being cool, and getting the ladies.
yeah, that is what I'm all
Yeah?
about.
Yeah. How many ladies do you think you get if you play second fiddle to a king whose balls have improved?
Yeah. the concerns of the royal, the concerns of the royals are no concern of mine. They pay me handsomely to play my songs. Whatever king is in place, the singing wolf will find work.
Fair enough, I guess. I just think that that's a very interesting stance to take for someone that just called him a corporate sellout. No.
No, you're right. I guess I did take up this gig, which, well, it is paying well. Ah, you're right. Ladies, come and comfort me. Let's go. And they wander off to the inn. All right. Boris goes to bed. The night kind of winds down. People start heading back to town because tomorrow is just a regular day for most of these gnomes. So they have at it. Bird and that miner are still in the corner on their like 18th mug of mead, and everyone's placing bets now, and they're both just like. And they'll both wake up fine because they're just the hardiest of folk. So.
That's awesome. Oh, I know. Hold on. They're taking bets and everything. I'm gonna get in on the betting action. I'm gonna start casting prestidigitation to make the rock gnomes need taste like this anime grass.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's do another roll then, Bird, and we'll see if that affects it. I'll take away his advantage because now it's like starting to taste horrible. But also, he might be so intoxicated it doesn't matter, so we're gonna find out. It matters. and a nat 20. So Bird downs his 20th mug. Gunk. This guy goes, spits it, and it's like, oh, okay, you win. And all the gnomes around. And I'm guessing yeah, so you rake in like 9 gold, 7 silver from the gnomes that you just cheated with magic. Don't worry, the bard didn't see it, so the bard didn't see it, so he won't put it in the story.
They'll never know.
Never know.
I was magic.
All right. So at about that point, you guys hit the hay and you wake up and are ready to go hit the goblin mine, right?
Mm-hmm.